Hey folks, we are just doing the rounds today. This is just what it's like on this place where I've chosen to live. We have a wild dog problem in this area, and because we act as a rehabilitation release site for native Australian marsupials particularly, we have a responsibility basically to keep the wild dogs and the foxes that are a problem in the area under control. So today we are just doing the rounds of the trap line and checking our traps. Here's one down here. So that's a dug in or buried foothold trap. So they're a soft rubber jawed modern trap for trapping canines. It's not a job I particularly enjoy doing, but it's a necessary one because we do have a people problem. The people problem is people don't control their dogs. People dump dogs, and those dogs hybridize with already dumped dogs, and we end up with an overpopulation issue. The other thing that magnifies the whole problem is hunters go hunting for deer and wild pigs, and they have a jolly old time shooting them, but then leave the carcasses behind, which then provides a food source for all these wild dogs. We have this cyclic issue here constantly in the bush of wild dog populations and fox populations building up because humans allow that to occur, and we created the problem in the first place. So that leaves other humans the issue of trying to manage that problem. So we caught a small fox just the other day. It's one of those problem animals removed from the ecosystem for a period of time, and we're still on the hunt now over the cooler months, particularly for wild dogs as they move down from the mountain range behind us. So that's just one of the things I'm doing this morning. So maybe that's of interest to you, maybe it's not. Regardless, to me it's all part of that warrior mandate of protecting and providing. So providing a safe place by protecting wildlife, and that means doing some of the hard things I don't really enjoy doing. Like shooting a dog is not a thing I take a lot of pleasure in undertaking. It's dog's a man's best friend, so to speak. So having to euthanize one is a less than savoury task. Anyway, we'll get on with it. A few more traps to check on the trap line. For those of you who are following us on the SA's Wilderness Survival course material, the online material on the website, this has probably got some validity in terms of your understanding, because we're working a trap line. Now, I've spoken about trap lines, and this is a larger scale trap line, and we're using modern metal and rubber traps as opposed to snares and wooden component based traps, but we still have the same concept in line. We're using a lure. All these traps work on lure, so a bait. So it's a baited trap on a trap line. So from a survival context, we're doing exactly the same thing. We're putting into practice for wildlife management what we would do in survival. So there's the takeaways. It's something you end up living and doing. It's not a skill that is easy to master. Just think about the canine itself. It's a very, very adept critter. It's got an incredible sense of smell and a very intelligent mind. So we're against it, because in this space it's the most efficient individual, whereas I'm a poor second to that level of capability. That all said, we have our own wit that we need to pit against the critters. That's the game of survival, that's the game of wildlife management. So before I crash into a tree, I'll just keep driving and check our trap line and bid you all a good day.